Have you ever lain down in bed, utterly exhausted, but felt like your mind was running an Olympic marathon? Your body craves rest, yet your thoughts insist on replaying old conversations, planning tomorrow, and even solving problems that don't exist yet. If this has ever happened to you, stay with me, because this guided sleep meditation was created precisely for moments like these. Many people believe that deep sleep is just a matter of physical tiredness, but that's not entirely true. What really prevents deep sleep isn't the body. It's the racing mind, unresolved emotions, and the difficulty of slowing down after an intense day. And the good news is, this can be trained. Yes, falling asleep quickly and enjoying restorative sleep is a skill you can develop. Today, I will guide you along a simple, practical, and comforting path to transform your nights. You will learn to use breathing, deep relaxation, and affirmations as real tools, not as something mystical or far from your reality. And if you apply this consistently, something remarkable begins to happen. You wake up differently, lighter, more centered, truly energized. Because it's not just about sleep, it's about waking up with energy, clarity, and readiness to live better. And perhaps you've never learned this before. How to close the day consciously so you can open the next one with strength. So, take a deep breath with me, because what begins now can change your nights and your days. Before any technique, before any deeper breath, I want to invite you to do something very simple, but extremely powerful. Truly arrive in the present moment. Most of us go through the entire day on autopilot, handling tasks, replying to messages, thinking about what comes next. And when we finally lie down, our body is in bed, but our mind is still stuck at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This nighttime meditation begins right here, bringing you back to the present moment. Notice how you are right now, without trying to change anything. Is your jaw tense? Shoulders raised? Forehead furrowed? It's fascinating how the body speaks what the mind insists on ignoring. Simply observing, without judgment, already begins to shift you into a state of deep relaxation. It's not about forcing rest, it's about allowing it to happen. And this begins when you stop fighting against what you feel. You might be thinking, I just want to sleep deeply, not philosophize. And I understand. But here's a little truth that almost nobody talks about. Deep sleep begins in awareness. When you learn to slow down internally, your body understands that it's safe to rest. And this sense of safety is the first step toward truly restorative sleep. Now that you've arrived in the present, let's learn how to close the day with intention. Now that you've brought your attention to the present moment, comes a part that almost nobody does, closing the day with intention. Usually, we just collapse from exhaustion or scroll on our phones until sleep wins. But ending the day consciously is different. It's like placing a period at the end of a sentence, instead of leaving it open, taking up space in your mind. And this completely changes the quality of your sleep meditation. Before trying to fall asleep quickly, ask yourself, what do I take from this day? It could be something simple, like a good conversation, a completed task, or even a lesson learned in a difficult moment. When you acknowledge what you experienced, the mind understands that the day has been processed. It's almost like closing open tabs on a computer, and honestly, no one can have deep sleep with 50 mental tabs open at the same time, right? Creating this intention can be as simple as saying internally, I close this day in peace. It may sound basic, but the brain responds to clear commands. By doing this before a guided sleep meditation, you signal to your nervous system that it's now time to shut down. And when the body understands that the day is truly over, it naturally begins preparing for restorative sleep. And to deepen this process, we need to prepare the body. Now that you've brought awareness to the present and closed the day internally, it's time to care for the body. Because wanting deep sleep won't help if the body is still on alert. Sometimes we lie down, but our muscles remain tense, as if still ready to solve problems. The body only enters deep sleep when it feels it can truly relax. That's why posture matters more than it seems. If you're lying down, adjust your pillow, release your shoulders, and uncross your legs and arms. Small adjustments make a huge difference. Try gently tensing your entire body for 3 seconds and then letting go. Notice the difference. This simple movement already triggers almost immediate deep relaxation. It's like telling your nervous system, it's okay, you can rest. And this lays the foundation for much more stable restorative sleep. Many people think sleep meditation is purely mental, but it starts physically. When the body is comfortable, the mind tends to follow. It's a two-way street. If you want to fall asleep quickly, start with the body. It's your most loyal ally in this process. And now that it's beginning to slow down, let's teach the mind to do the same through breathing. If there's a simple, free, and extremely powerful tool for deep sleep, it's conscious breathing. And the curious thing? You already do it all day, but on autopilot. When we start breathing more slowly and intentionally, the brain receives a clear signal that there's no danger. And without even noticing it, you begin to enter a state of deep relaxation that paves the way for stable, deep sleep. Try inhaling through your nose for a count of 4, holding the breath for 2 seconds, and exhaling slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. This longer exhale is the key. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for rest. Repeat this a few times and notice how your heart rate slows, your shoulders loosen, and your thoughts soften. It seems too simple to work, but it's exactly in simplicity that its effectiveness lies. Breath is the bridge between body and mind. When it calms, everything begins to align. Practicing this in your nighttime meditation teaches your body to associate slow breathing with the moment of falling asleep quickly and deeply. And as your internal rhythm slows, it becomes much easier to release what's still lingering from the day. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. Let go of remaining tensions. Now that your breath is calmer, it's time to look at what's accumulated. Let's be honest, every day leaves marks. Sometimes it's a small worry, sometimes a tense conversation, a tight deadline, or that feeling of I could have done better. If this isn't released, the body holds on. And a body holding tension can't easily enter deep sleep. Do a small mental scan. Bring your attention to your feet, legs, abdomen, chest, shoulders, neck, and face. In each area, silently ask, can I release a little more? No need to force it. Just allow. Imagine each exhale carrying away an invisible weight. This practice within your guided sleep meditation helps the body understand it doesn't need to carry the day into the night. As you release, something interesting happens. The mind also begins to let go. Physical tension and emotional tension walk hand in hand. When the body relaxes, thoughts lose intensity. And in this lighter space, we start making room for something essential for truly restorative sleep: conscious gratitude for what was experienced. Now that you've released the most obvious tensions, I want to invite you into a movement that completely changes the quality of your sleep: gratitude. I know, it may seem cliché, but the truth is, the brain cannot sustain intense stress and deep gratitude at the same time. When you direct your attention to something you're grateful for, something starts to reorganize internally, and this favors much more natural restorative sleep. It doesn't have to be grand. It could be the morning's hot coffee, a kind message, or even the fact that you are here right now, allowing yourself this guided sleep meditation. When you acknowledge small positive moments, your mind understands that the day wasn't only problems and pressure, and this reduces the internal resistance that often prevents deep sleep. Try mentally listing 3 things you're grateful for today. Feel them, don't just think them. Let this feeling spread through your chest. This practice within your nighttime meditation creates a real chemical shift in your body, aiding deep relaxation. And when you recognize what was good, it becomes much easier to also recognize your own effort, which is the next step in this journey. After acknowledging what the day brought, it's time to recognize something that often goes unnoticed: yourself. Yes, you. How often do you end the day focusing only on what wasn't done? The mind loves to highlight flaws, but rarely celebrates effort. And this constant self-criticism is one reason so many struggle to sleep deeply. It carries the feeling of never enough to bed. Today, I want you to do things differently. Think of something you faced, even if small. Maybe you completed a responsibility despite being tired. Maybe you remained patient when you wanted to snap. That is dedication. That is growth. When you acknowledge your own effort, the mind relaxes. It understands the day had value. And this creates a much healthier emotional foundation for restorative sleep. This stage of guided sleep meditation is almost like an internal hug. It's you saying, "I did what I could." And when this phrase is true, something inside you slows down. Pressure decreases. And without internal pressure, it becomes much easier to release judgment and enter a state of acceptance and self-love, which is exactly the next step in our journey. Now that you've recognized your effort, comes a transformative part: accepting yourself exactly as you are today. Not the ideal version, not the productive version, not the perfect version, but the real version. Often, what prevents deep sleep isn't external noise, but silent self-criticism. That voice telling you that you should have been better, done more, reacted differently. And this constant pressure keeps the body on alert. Acceptance doesn't mean complacency. It means stopping the internal fight before sleep. Imagine trying to rest while someone criticizes you constantly. It's impossible to enter deep relaxation that way. When you practice self-love within your guided sleep meditation, you create an internal safe space. Emotional safety is one of the pillars of truly deep sleep. Try repeating mentally, "I accept myself as I am today." Feel the weight of this phrase. It doesn't erase mistakes, but it dissolves the tension created by them. Using intentional affirmations for sleep teaches your brain to replace judgment with acceptance. And as this internal resistance begins to fall, space opens to release worries and excessive thoughts, which is exactly the next step. Now we reach a crucial point, because even after relaxing the body, taking deep breaths, practicing gratitude and acceptance, the mind may try to do what it likes most: think. And these aren't neutral thoughts. They're lists, problems, what-ifs. If you've ever found yourself solving the entire week at 11 at night, know that you're not alone. But here's a liberating truth. You don't need to solve anything now to sleep deeply. Imagine each thought is like a phone notification. You don't need to open them all. You can simply observe and let them pass. During this nighttime meditation, when a thought arises, say internally, "I see you, but not now." No fighting. No trying to force it out. The more you resist, the more it insists. The more you allow it to pass, the faster it loses strength. A practical technique is to imagine placing your thoughts into a box by your bedside. Tomorrow, you can open it if you wish. But now it's time to rest. This simple exercise helps the brain understand that there is a right moment for everything. And when the mind stops carrying the future into the night, the path to restorative sleep opens naturally. Then, you can finally surrender to rest with confidence. Now that you've let go of what needed releasing, comes something many struggle with: trust. Yes, trusting that the body knows how to sleep. Trusting that it isn't necessary to control every step of the process. Sometimes, in the effort to fall asleep quickly, we end up creating tension. I need to fall asleep now. And that pressure is exactly what keeps deep sleep away. True rest begins when you stop forcing it. Think of sleep like diving into water. You don't jump in rigid and tense. You allow yourself to float. The same logic applies here. Within this guided sleep meditation, say mentally, "I surrender to rest." This simple phrase shifts your internal energy. Your body already knows how to enter restorative sleep. It has done so since you were born. What it needs now is your permission. When you let go of control, something gentle happens. Your breath slows even more, muscles almost disappear from your awareness, and the mind starts to drift from conscious thoughts. This is the threshold of deep sleep. And to cross this portal calmly, we need to reinforce an essential feeling: safety and protection throughout the night. For the body to enter deep sleep, it must feel safe. It seems basic, but our nervous system is ancient, instinctive. If there's any sense of threat, even accumulated stress, it remains alert. And no one can sleep deeply while internally still on guard. That's why creating a conscious sense of safety is fundamental in this sleep meditation. Notice your surroundings. Your bedroom is a protected space. Doors are closed. Lights are soft. Silence begins to settle. Allow yourself to perceive that, at this moment, nothing requires your action. Repeat mentally, "I am safe. Everything is okay." It may seem simple, but sleep affirmations have the power to reprogram the body's automatic responses, leading you into deep, stable relaxation. When the brain understands that the environment is safe, it releases residual tension and allows restorative sleep to happen more naturally. It's like flipping the last switch that was still on. And when this sense of protection is established, rest becomes not only physical, it becomes emotional. And that's exactly what opens the door to complete energetic renewal. Now that you feel safe and protected, we can talk about something magical: restoration. Deep sleep isn't just resting. It's a process of recharging energy and repairing the body and mind. Every cell benefits, every muscle relaxes, even the brain organizes memories and emotions. This is the true power of restorative sleep, and guided sleep meditation helps you access this renewal consciously. Visualize your body receiving a soft light, as if each breath brings new energy. Feel every part of your body filling with vitality while old thoughts and tensions dissipate. This exercise is not just symbolic. It signals the brain that it is now time for regeneration. And the more you practice, the faster your body learns to enter this state of deep rest. Beyond the physical, emotional restoration also occurs. Accumulated emotions of the day begin to reorganize. Feelings of anxiety or frustration lose intensity, and an internal space of clarity and calm emerges. When you allow this renewal, you wake up differently, lighter, more centered, and with renewed energy, ready to face the new day with confidence. And it's precisely this confidence that leads us to the next step: believing in the opportunities tomorrow brings. Now that you feel renewed, let's connect this energy to tomorrow. Often, nighttime anxiety arises precisely because we worry about what comes next. But when we practice nighttime meditation consciously, we create a bridge to the new day with confidence instead of fear. It's like preparing the ground so each morning is met with clarity and readiness. Visualize the next day as a blank canvas. Imagine stepping into it with lightness, renewed energy, and focus. Remember, you don't need to control everything. Just position yourself consciously, knowing you did your best today. This mindset during guided sleep meditation helps break the cycle of worry and makes deep sleep easier. By nurturing this trust, you allow your body and mind to truly rest. It's not just about falling asleep quickly or deeply. It's about waking up with a sense of purpose and well-being. When you end the day with this perspective, it creates a cascading effect. Better nights lead to more productive and enjoyable days. And finally, we reach the last stage, closing the practice with peace, gratitude, and heart connection. We arrive at the moment of ending this guided sleep meditation with complete serenity. Take one more deep breath and bring your attention to your heart. Feel its rhythm, the gentle warmth it radiates, and allow this sensation to spread throughout your body. It is in this internal space that we find true peace, the kind that prepares the ground for deep, restorative sleep. Now, mentally cultivate gratitude for everything the day brought, both the light and the challenging moments. Each experience left a lesson, and acknowledging this strengthens the sense of wholeness. You don't need to change anything, just welcome it. This gratitude exercise before sleep serves as an emotional anchor, calming the mind and reinforcing the confidence that tomorrow will be a new chapter full of opportunities. Finally, offer yourself an inner smile. Feel embraced, safe, and valued. This connection with your heart, with your own being, seals the entire practice, allowing your body and mind to truly rest. And remember, the more you practice these steps, the more natural it becomes to sleep deeply, relax fully, and wake up with renewed energy, ready for a new day. Congratulations on making it this far. Every minute you dedicated to this guided sleep meditation was an investment in your energy, well-being, and ability to relax deeply. Now that you know these practices, breathing, tension release, gratitude, and heart connection, you can apply them whenever needed, not just today, but any night. Reflect. What has changed within you as you followed each step? Did you notice how small pauses, mindfulness, and intentional sleep affirmations can transform your rest? What sense of lightness arises when you let go of control and trust the natural process of sleep? These questions are invitations to observe and strengthen your own rest routine. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to receive new guided sleep meditations for deep sleep and waking up energized. Share it with anyone you know who also needs calmer nights and more energized days. Remember, sleeping well isn't a luxury, it's a life tool. And you've just taken a big step in that direction.